Hello and thank you for joining me. Now, in this video, I'm going to have a look at the drum brakes on the Dacia Sandero. Recently, I've had an MOT advisory for handbrake efficiency. That means that one of the wheels has a lower stopping power than the other one, and I believe that's down to the fact that or the adjuster on the drum brakes on one of the wheels doesn't work, so it's making that particular wheel braking power be a lot less than the other one.
So this is the cable for the handbrake. So when you pull this, it pivots on this, there's a pivot point right here. So it pushes one of the shoes onto the drum. And it's only this shoe. And this should be a self-adjuster. So I think what's happening in my case is that this particular self-adjuster doesn't actually work, whereas on the other side it does. So this shoe doesn't press on the drum, because what needs to happen is this needs to extend to take into account for the wearing out of the shoe. So what I'll do is I'll just clean this up really well, see if it starts working, and it's kind of a good first step before I have to pay for the whole new assembly here. So when taking this off, I noticed that this kind of bolt here, when I was taking it off the car, it was in this position, which means this assembly that helps maintain the shoe in the right position when you pull the handbrake was all the way in, which means it never really adjusted. When I looked on the other side a while ago, that one was extended a fair bit, about till here. So that tells me that this doesn't self-regulate the way it should. So I'll just put it back together. I will also adjust it so that I don't put it already in this position. I'll extend it a bit more and see if that helps with the handbrake. Because what happens if you put it all the way in, then it takes quite a lot of handbrake usage before this extends all the way, because it kind of goes click by click. So when you're there, it just kind of goes click by click until it gets to the right length. So I'm having a little bit of trouble reassembling this, and I decided not to take a full video of it, just so you don't have to go through my pain or to looking at my pain. But I decided to fit this part of the adjuster first. It's got a spring that kind of goes behind the shoe and comes out here, and I just couldn't really fit it all together. Next I need to put this spring, it connects there, but I think before that I'll fit this in place. I might have to roll this all the way back, fit this in, put this spring back, and then adjust this, because it's these springs are pretty tight and I'm really struggling to spread everything apart so I can fit everything in place. So, adjuster is back in place. I did try to put this next, but what happens is with this spring, because it's so stiff, it kind of pulls these in and everything falls apart again. So I decided what I'll do next is I'll fit these back in, because these will stop it from kind of coming in. So I've adjusted this to the point where the brake drum fits pretty snugly over this. If I adjusted any more, I wouldn't be able to fit the brake drum in because there's a bit of a lip. So over here, there's gonna be a bit of a lip because the brake shoes don't touch all the way around. So there'll always be that lip there. It's a bit of rust on it as well, so that's why it won't fit over. I'm hoping this improves the situation a bit, and in time it auto adjusts to the correct length and I shouldn't have any issues with the handbrake.
What I'm trying to show here is that you can torque your wheel hub nut to approximately the right torque level just by applying a bit of geometry. So in my case, I have a breaker bar, and based on the length of the breaker bar and the torque required for the wheel hub nut, I've calculated that I need about 40 kg at the end of the breaker bar in order to torque it to 280 Newton meters.